Hi, everybody. My name is Rafa Lombardino, and this is Translation Confessional. Staying organized. Wow, what a crazy year 2020 was. I hope you had a happy and safe holiday season and wish that 2021 will be a much smoother and overall healthy year. This is the very first episode of season 2, and I cannot believe that even with a drastic change of plans and work routine, I was actually able to keep the podcast going for 50 episodes during a pandemic year. It was a challenge to find some quiet time in the home office while the kids were distance learning in the other room through most of the year, but we can always make do. And the time I spent working on the episodes and then interacting with listeners on social media was a much needed break from the heavy workload and the insane world out there. I want to really thank you for keeping me company last year, and I hope you stick around for season 2 and recommend Translation Confessional to your friends and colleagues who are also translators, interpreters, and language people. I truly believe that the more people we interact with in the translation and interpretation world, the more ideas we get to have and the more we learn about ways to become better professionals and work more efficiently. The stronger our community is, the stronger our professional field will be. So, since we're still in holiday and New Year mode, and this the season for starting from scratch, making adjustments, or even reinventing yourself, let's stick to the topic of staying organized. Still using your inbox to manage your translation jobs? Still doing all of your accounting from Excel? Manually creating your financial reports? Using who knows how many different tools to run your translation business? LSP.expert is a client management, project management, and accounting tool for translators. You can create and send quotes, manage your rates and services for each client, manage projects, and send invoices all from one place. It automatically creates financial reports for you, so you always know the health of your business. Ready to stop wasting time on admin and start spending more time translating? Try LSP.expert for free for 30 days. Just type lsp.expert into your preferred browser and use the code HAFA for 15% off a new yearly subscription. Once again, the code is RAFA. Take control of your translation business admin today. Last year, Season 1, Episode 1 was aptly named Clearing the Clutter. And I talked about how an organized desk and an organized file system on my computer really helped me center myself and get ready for the new year. Now, with the first episode of Season 2, I want to go a little deeper into how staying organized helps me be more productive and efficient throughout the year and hit the ground running after taking a break for the holidays and before going full steam ahead. I use Gmail as the interface for our company emails. So even though my work email is translations@wordawareness.com for our company's domain name, my inbox is actually within Gmail because it helps me organize the messages coming in and out. I may have a mild case of OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder because I always strive to keep my inbox with the lowest possible number of unread messages. Seeing unread messages actually prompts me to do something about that email. Reply, archive it, or delete it. Of course, I reply right away when it's a client requesting my services. I either send them a quote and await their green light, or confirm the project if it's a client I'm working with on a regular basis. If it's a mass email, I double check project specifications before replying because sometimes it's not even worth it wasting my time saying, actually, my rate is double of what you're offering. Because that kind of client is looking for something cheap and fast, sometimes sacrificing quality. But I digress. I usually just tag those messages with the name of the company and archive them for future reference. And that takes me to tagging emails. Gmail allows me to use labels so I can filter all messages coming in from one client's domain name and save it to its own folder. If I need to refresh my memory on a conversation I had with a client, or if I want to follow up and see if they need anything, I can always go back to that Gmail folder and find all my email interactions with that organization or individual. I also use color coding for my emails. So a yellow star indicates that it's something I'm translating myself. An orange star indicates it's something that a colleague is working on. A red star is a message I have to get back to when I have a chance. Usually not urgent or project related, but a request to fill in my profile on a client's portal or a request for some paperwork to complete the onboarding process, clerical tasks like that. I also use a blue star for anything related to teaching translation and a green star for book-related projects. It's also very important to me to add projects to my Google Calendar, so I know exactly what's going on in Word Awareness at all times. I add the projects I'm working on myself, and they're represented by yellow slots, just like the email star system. I add the projects my colleagues are working on, represented by orange slots, and the deadlines show up as red slots, so they stand out. In blue slots, I add the time I spend teaching and reviewing my students' homework. In green slots, I add my book translations. I also add any interviews or conference calls I may have scheduled. I find myself some time to add workout slots throughout the week, the kids' activities, and all my personal appointments, so I have a visual representation of what my days and weeks will look like. One very important thing for me is to have an item on my calendar called Project Management. It's those windows between my actual translation work or other appointments that indicate the miscellaneous tasks that translators must get to while wearing the many hats we get to wear on a daily basis. So when I see a 30-minute or even a 2-hour slot labeled Project Management on my calendar, that means I'm usually converting files to prepare for translation or assign them to my colleagues, adding invoice information in the system to make sure clients get a bill the same day the project is delivered or by the end of the month in case we have a client with recurring requests, or taking care of my marketing efforts like reaching out to new clients and touching base with old clients I haven't heard from in a while. So these are some of the little things I taught myself to do on a regular basis to keep everything organized throughout my workday. That way, I can make decisions on the fly and rearrange things if needed to fit in new projects and make sure I meet all my deadlines. How about you? How do you organize your workday? Send me a message or leave a voicemail on the podcast page to share your thoughts. Tell me about your organization's secrets, and recommend apps and programs that you use to stay organized. Send me an email at rlombardino@wordawareness.com or leave a voice message on my Anchor page. If I get enough feedback and voice messages, I can go back to the subject and post a special podcast episode with everyone's opinion on this very same theme. By the way, my Anchor page is anchor.fm/translation-confessional. I look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for weekly episodes and subscribe to Translation Confessional through your favorite podcast app.